is Medical Monday. Our doctors are on call and answering your health-related questions. Email them to greatdayhouston@khou.com, and our doctors will try to respond to your questions throughout the show. Now, later, we'll give you a phone number to take your calls as well. The topics we're covering today include sleep apnea and snoring. Yeah, do you have one of these people living in your house? Perhaps it could be you. We'll show you one procedure to help you and the others in your house get a better and quieter night's sleep. Plus, look at these teeth. Can you believe this is the same mouth? Well, veneers can give you the perfect smile no matter what condition your teeth might be in. Plus, not feeling yourself, tired, depressed, weight gain, feeling crazy. There are all signs of hormonal imbalances. We'll show you how to balance the problem out. Our first guest has made it his mission to help people get rid of life-threatening ailments like diabetes, high blood pressure, and cholesterol. All of those are made worse by obesity. His patients oftentimes lose 40 pounds in a month, and now the rest of us can find out how they did it. It's all in his new book, Eat This, Lose That. From the Reddy Cardiac Wellness Center, please welcome author and cardiologist Dr. Coda Reddy. Also joining us are two of his patients, Carmen and Brenda. Good morning. Good morning. Dr. Reddy, you've been coming on our show for months now, talking about that direct relationship between food, which is your medicine, and being healthy. And you two ladies have seen him on the show?
Yes.
All right. There's a study that was out today that said, surprise, surprise, the #1 killer of men and women in the United States, what do you guys think it is? The #1 killer? Guess it. Heart disease. Absolutely right. Heart disease. And you say 80% of that we can
It's
avoid.
all diet related.
Yeah, diet
Change
related.
the diet, you can stop it, slow it, reverse it.
Okay.
It's all in your control.
We're going to talk about specifically what this diet is in a second, but first want to get a couple of comments from your patients here. What was
Brenda.
Brenda, what were your issues?
Well, my issues for the past 8 years have been congestive heart failure,
Wow.
hypertension, and then they said I had lymphedema from which there was no cure.
Yeah, you were holding fluid in
holding fluid, and I was just bound to a machine pumping my legs almost every day. I don't do that anymore.
Wow. Okay. So what had you been doing besides that machine? What were they telling you to do? Take medicine? Or?
Take tons of medicine, probably 4 to 6 blood pressure pills a day. And I thought I was eating right.
Yeah.
But I found out I wasn't eating the right things.
So Brenda came back and then she said, what do I do? So we went through the whole thing and exactly pointed out what she was doing wrong and what she needs to do. Having done that, in 3 weeks, she comes back, lost 30 pounds.
Wow.
She says, in 8 years, I couldn't see my ankles. I can see them now.
You got some ankles and you're wearing some shoes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to get short of breath every time I walked to the cup here. Now I can walk down and get food from my boss. I'm actually skipping the bus and walking all the way to work. I'm full of energy. I've given up caffeine. I sleep like a baby. I used to have symptoms of sleep apnea. Now, I don't have any symptoms, and I'm having a hard time getting up because I'm sleeping so well.
So, Brenda, you see the direct relationship between adding years to your life and this particular diet that you're on. All right, Carmen, what were you dealing with?
Hi, Deborah. I'm so excited to be here. Well, I'm a diabetic, and I've been a diabetic for over 10 years. I have had a hemoglobin A1C of 11.1. That is terrible, out of control. And Dr. Reddy said, you'll be in a wheelchair, you'll be demented and blind if you continue on this way.
Right. And Dr. Reddy, the thing is, when it comes to diabetes, this is something that if you can help it, you don't believe in maintaining the disease. You want to get rid of it.
You're right. No point of maintaining it. Try to stop it and try to reverse it. When she said hemoglobin A1C of 11.5, what it means is a normal hemoglobin A1C of a person should be less than 5.5.
Wow.
Hers was 11.5, meaning that tells you that her blood sugar was very high, almost in the range of 300s. Now, after 3 months, look at her. She lost 30 pounds. She's not on any medications. Her fasting blood sugar is normal. She went to Mexico, and tell us what you did in Mexico.
Well, in Mexico, I went with my 3 grandsons, 14, 11, and 8. We went ziplining through the jungle. We did bike rides on the zip line. We went rappelling, and I went snorkeling, and I was reborn through the Mayan caves.
And girl, if you tell me you wore a bikini on the beach.
I'm not there yet, but, and my grandson says, Momo, don't even try to stand there and look sexy.
Yeah.
And so,
but it was something that you could not do before because you were too sick.
I was sick and I felt lethargic. I would have to take naps in the afternoon. You know, I would come home from work and I was so sleepy. And diabetes does that. And the weight, you know, 30 pounds is, you know.
So the moral of the story is simple. Both of them were on medications. Both of them were feeling miserable. Here now, they eat 3 to 4 times a day. Yet, they are not on medications, they have lost weight, and they feel great.
Would you have believed the answer was food?
No.
No.
Because I've tried it. I've tried everything.
Yeah. Okay, so, and here is part of the problem. You know, there are several people who have been diabetic or just not feeling good who said they were told, all right, you need to eat better, so bye-bye.
That's
As
the
opposed
question.
to what to eat better.
Right. A lot of patients had the issue. They say, hey, lose weight, eat better. They don't know what to eat and how to lose weight. This is a book where it took me 14 years of learning, but in the last 4 years, I've given it to every patient. They had to read it, they had to understand it, they had to know what they had to avoid, and it should be very simple.
Yeah.
That's
you
exactly
make
what
your
I-
patients take half the responsibility,
That
if
is
not
correct.
more. But so,
And
they're partners in their health with you.
That's correct. So when the patients started reading, they said, hey, I like it. Can I have a copy? That's when I decided to bring it in a book form.
Right, because I've been to your office before where you were copied off on sheets of paper and
That's
say, well,
right.
here, do
Yeah.
this,
That's
here, do this.
it.
And so now it's in a nice, neat book. Okay, let's talk about what some of the problems are. Obviously, sugar in and of itself is not bad. It's how much we
Right.
eat.
For example, if you were to look back and say 100 years ago, on an average, most people got about 10 grams of sugar. Now, I weigh 150 pounds. On an average American consumes up to 150 pounds of sugar a year.
Oh, stand up for me. Okay, this is how much sugar we consume in a year. The weight of this grown man is what we, and so no wonder we're piling on the
That's
pounds.
right. And two comes, then the question is starch. I mean, look at the potato here. And an average potato gives you 100 grams. And on an average, you should consume less than 100 grams of carbohydrate or starch a day. One potato meets the requirement. Then comes the issue of salt. When you go to a McDonald's and have this Big Mac with fries and the drink, how much salt are you getting? Close to 2,000 milligrams. On average, you should have less than 1,500 milligrams a day.
So that's one
meal.
lunch have you done. And now
One
if you
meal.
had your like little sausage patty in the morning,
Oh, yes,
you got
yes.
another 1,500 tacked
That's
on
right.
top of that. And so what salt does to the body is just, it breaks it down. Your kidneys are impacted, everything's impacted.
It makes you retain fluid, it makes your blood pressure go up, it makes you develop shortness of breath, it actually puts you in heart failure, all the symptoms which you don't want.
Okay, so in your diet, you say no sugars, no starch, no bad fats. And so the first thing most of us are thinking is that, well, we're just, I got the woman right over here in the greens. Okay, make that face again for the camera. There you go. Yeah, so what can you eat is what we think. We think we can't eat anything, but look at this plate right here.
Okay.
Okay, this is an example of what we can eat. And just because it's a fruit or vegetable doesn't mean we can eat it just because it's a fruit or
That is
vegetable.
correct. Like, for example, if you look at a chicken breast, does it have salt, sugar, starch, bad fat, or caffeine? No. Look at the ready bread. It's a bread made from soy and flax. Does it have salt, sugar, starch, bad fat, caffeine? No. Look at the walnuts. Does it have salt, sugar, starch, bad fat, caffeine? No. Look at avocado. Salt, sugar, starch, bad fat, caffeine? No.
Yeah, and the
Eat
key is
that.
bad fat, because I ever heard, when I was talking to some people about this, they said, oh no, avocados, they have a lot of fat in there.
That's right. Is it good fat or bad fat? Most people say, oh, I don't eat avocado because it's got cholesterol. Ask yourself, do you get cholesterol from a fruit or a plant, or do you get it from an animal? You get it from an animal. So avocados don't have cholesterol. They do have fat, but is it good fat or bad fat? It's good fat. So how is that going to hurt you? Now, let's say you eat all of this, you still will not gain weight. But let's go to the next
Because your
plate.
body uses this as
Right.
nutrient fuel.
But
okay?
because it's
Now,
got no sugar,
that
starch,
one
and
doesn't
saturated
look
fat.
bad to me, because I'm looking at bananas. That's a fruit. Raisins, nice. What's wrong with
Okay,
this?
and oatmeal. Let's start. What are prunes? Pure sugar. Banana, sugar and starch. Raisins, pure sugar. And what about oatmeal?
But we're
Starch
told we
with
should
different
eat
sugar.
oatmeal as a part of our balanced meal to bring down our cholesterol and all that stuff.
Ask yourself, if sugar and starch makes you gain weight, if sugar and starch worsens your diabetes, if Brenda were to eat salt, she would gain weight. But if Carmen would eat any of these, her blood sugar would be 300. Tell me, is that logical?
I think that's where a lot of our confusion comes in, though, because we hear eat more fruits and vegetables, but no one has really broken it down to say which fruits and
So the
vegetables
point
you
should
should
be
be
eat
eating.
more vegetables and very few fruits, and even those fruits are avocados,
Right.
tomatoes, lime, lemon, cucumber, raspberries, and blackberries.
Okay, this is half the equation. The other half of the equation is if you have not been eating like this and you've been delving into the chicken fried steak and all that type of stuff, then how easy it is to transition to this. You all had a great reason to do it, and that is your life, but how easy was it to start eating this food, and do you still crave the other stuff?
Once I saw Dr. Reddy, it was so easy. He's just amazing. And
Thank
he
you.
put my mind at ease. The other doctors said, have surgery. And I said, that's not going to change my eating habits.
Right.
And I started to eat that, and I started to feel so much better like the next couple of days. And then I found myself, I'm walking around stores. I'm not dependent on a basket
Yeah,
or
and
a
you actually
buggy
crave the good
or
stuff,
anything.
'cause your body
And
wants it.
I haven't been hungry one time
Yeah,
since.
yeah.
And
All
I
right.
mean, I love the good foods
Yeah,
now.
and Carmen?
And it was difficult for me the first 3 weeks, but Dr. Reddy's so awesome. I told him, Dr. Reddy, I'm going to a sales meeting at the Hyatt Regency in Bastrop. You know what that's like, the
Yeah,
spreads
yeah.
of food. And I said, oh my gosh. So They were very accommodating, you know, making my food. I would ask them
Yeah,
to.
don't be afraid to
and
ask.
Dr. Reddy would call me every afternoon. How's your blood sugar? How are you doing? You know, so really staying with it that first week and not cheating, and it would just put me over that hump.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
now you feel
and
good,
now
which is what
I
we're
don't
talking
even
about.
crave. Before oatmeal, I stop at McDonald's and get oatmeal or Starbucks.
Well, I'm going to round it out with this, Dr. Reddy. We have a lot of controversy over a health care plan, and the big deal is to how do we provide more access. And part of your philosophy is instead of focusing on providing more access, we should focus on reducing the need for access, and it all comes to something as simple as food.
That's correct. And everything you can get it in a regular grocery store. If you have the access to the book, read it. Once you read it, you'll know exactly what to eat and what not to eat. Eat
You'll
4
see the
times a day,
results.
and you will see the results within 2 weeks. 2
Wow.
weeks.
Okay.
You'll be miserable the first 1 week. I'm not going to say
All
you're
right,
going to be
well,
happy.
let me tell you,
You're
we're
really
all going to be miserable in the office because the whole office is trying to. So if I'm successful at this, you just wait to see that bikini on the air. All right. For more information on Dr. Reddy's new book and how you can get rid of weight, diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol, and get rid of all those medications with it, or if you have a question about nutrition and keeping your heart healthy, call the Reddy Cardiac Wellness Center at 281-491-0044, 281-491-0044, or visit them on the web at reddycardiology.com. You can also find more at reddybread.com. Thank you very much.
Thank you.